A bunch of Chibits last week asked me where the World Trigger episode was. Myself included, I was completely unaware that World Trigger would not come out last week. I didn't think World Trigger was going to be following, the standards of seasonal breaks because it's kind of like a long-running series, supposedly going to have like 50-something episodes. So I did not expect to see World Trigger on break last week. I at the very least expected some form of recap, but we didn't even get that. But World Trigger doesn't really need a recap because it already has quite a few recaps at the beginning of the episode. But anyways, World Trigger was on break last week, and I have to say I missed the series because regardless of the complaints, regardless of, the art, animation, and budget and all that, it's still a good series I enjoy watching every Saturday. Now, I know this review is a little bit late. I kind of got a little bit of an hour nap, and I also went to the store, and then I played a few games and got kind of fucking distracted. So, I'm very sorry for this review being a little bit late, but I'm here to bring you all the review of World Trigger this week. So, this episode of World Trigger sets up a new arc, this B rank war arc. And from what I was hearing from some Chibits that told me in the comments already, like on my, channel page and private inbox and stuff like that, they were telling me that supposedly the final episodes of World Trigger is going to be around this arc. So, we should not expect the journey to the neighbor's world in the anime. Which, I'm kind of upset about that, but I can understand because from what I've heard is we're getting very, very close to the manga, and it's kind of ridiculous if you think about how close we are to the manga, but that has to happen. So the remainder of this anime is going to be focusing around this rank war arc, because judging by the way this episode was done, it looked like, Osamu's team is just kicking fucking ass. They're just destroying everybody. Like, it's no joke. Like, they're just crunching everybody like they're fodder. And that's kind of what the episode goes to demonstrate. So before we get into the rank wars, let's, talk about the entire ordeal with Osamu at the beginning of this episode, like the first half. So Osamu defends himself. He comes out on stage, and he defends himself against the live audience of people and news reporters. He defends himself and says what he would have done even if he knew what he knew, he would still do the exact same thing. And I have to side with Osamu on this. I mean, he did the right thing. He saved lives at that time, and what his argument is like, am I supposed to just ignore the civilians, these children, and let them die just for not to leak information? Like, I'm thinking about the present. I'm worrying about stuff right now, saving the people that's in front of me. I'm not going to turn my back on people that are right in front of me. So I like what Osamu did in this episode, how he did that little speech. It gave him a little bit more character development. Now, moving past that, though, I have to say, the rank wars, it's getting very interesting because I wonder how Osamu is going to be holding his own, because from what we have seen from him as a character, he doesn't really stand out. And I've said this quite a few times in my journey of reviewing the series, Osamu is not a character that is like Kuga or Chika, because Chika has this huge amount of Treon, and she could fire these giant-ass bullets that blow up damn buildings and houses. We saw a demonstration of that in this week's episode. And then, Kuga, he has all this battle experience, and he has a black trigger and so many things like that. He's a hard veteran. Like, he's crazy strong. Like, nobody's really gonna fuck with him unless you're, like, an A class or something. So, yeah, I mean, Kuga, overpowered as fuck. Like, no B person really should be kind of hard for Kuga at all. Like, he should be able to crunch everybody like they're nothing. And so this leads into Osamu. Osamu, as a character, he's very weak. He doesn't have anything that really makes him different, so to say, from anyone else throughout the series. So I wonder how he's going to hold his own in this upcoming rank wars. Like, is he going to be able to demonstrate some certain moves that make him very different from others, or is he going to have to rely on Kuga and Chika to help him out through these rank wars? I'm very curious. And then also you have the operator, a very skilled operator, helping on the sidelines with these battles. So we know for a fact right now it's already looking very good for Osamu's team, since he has an operator as skilled as her, and then alongside of, Kuga being very talented, and then, Chika, Osamu's kind of got it set and matched. Like, he's already in a very good spot. But I just wonder in this upcoming rank war, is Osamu going to be able to hold his own and do his own stuff without the help of others? Now, that's my thoughts of this week's episode of World Trigger. A very simplistic episode that was just setting up this arc. I can't wait to see how the remainder episodes are, because this is going to be the final arc. we're not going to get to see the neighbor world in the anime, which is kind of upsetting, but I expect as much. So tell me your thoughts in the comments below. You all have a wonderful day or night wherever you live. Please be safe. Chibi out.